Hi, this is Tony, and we're back on the bench. And this evening, we're going to be working on an old Penn classic here. So this is a Penn Peer Model 109 Levelwind reel. It's in good condition. This belongs to my brother, actually, and he brought it in, asked if we can do a service on it. So that's what we're going to do here tonight. This is going to be just for the disassembly service only of this reel, and I'll post a separate reassembly video for it in the upcoming days here. So we're going to start with taking the handle side off here. You can do that with the classic Penn reel wrench that came with all these old Penn reels. But Penn began manufacturing this reel in 1942, and it lasted all the way up until 2002. So it had a pretty long run. And the unique thing about the 109, in opposed to the number 9 Penn Peerless, because they're both roughly about the same size, but with the 109, when you're in free spool mode, the handle actually travels with the spool when it goes backwards. So when you're paying out line, the handle's going to turn. That's not the case with the number 9, as well as a lot of other conventional reels in general. So that was the one unique feature about the 109. So we're gonna take out these screws here. Now note, we've got a screw head that snapped off here, and we're just gonna hit a little bead of penetrating fluid right there, let that soak its way in. Hopefully the threads are intact. And I've got a replacement screw over here for that I found recently. So we'll replace that. But yeah, these are nice little reels. And, you know, they were kind of a staple, I'd say, for, you know, fishermen that were either freshwater trolling or maybe doing some light tackle saltwater fishing of some kind. So we're going to get all of our side plate screws out here one by one. And there's our handle side. And as you can see, the worm drive and everything just kind of fell apart on us there. That's okay. We're going to put it all back together. I want to get all these screws out here. Okay, put that off to the side for right now. Got our spool. This is actually an aluminum spool that he's got on here. So this isn't original, but it's the right size, of course, for the reel. All right, and there's our screw sticking out right there. Okay, so we can't really save the screw because the head's broken off, and so we can take a pair of needle nose pliers and hopefully turn this out and get this out of there, and it's coming out real easily there. Okay, so we'll put that off to the side. We've got a replacement screw right here for that. We'll throw that in the bin there. Okay, so you know there's some basic cleaning that we can do here actually. And now that I'm actually looking at this, I don't really think we have to take all of this apart really per se, but we do want to clean it thoroughly. So we're going to hit this with some penetrating fluid here. Okay, we're going to let that seep its way in there. We're going to hit this area here and these holes here, these threads. Okay, we're going to let all that sink in, work that's way through there. Okay. We're going to hit all this with some penetrating fluid as well. Okay, then we've got our handle side here, okay. So we've got 2 bridge screws right here in these positions that need to come out, okay. And we're going to do that with the help of just a regular flat-bladed screwdriver. And we'll pull these out like so. 2 screws, okay? And then you just want to make note that there is a small dog spring right here. I'm going to zoom in on this so you can see it, okay? And you just don't want that to go flying around on you when you go pulling all this out, okay? Got a dog. It needs to come out as well. You got your dog, got a dog spring. We do need to get this inner ring off in order to get that main gear out. Like so. And there's your drag stack and your main gear. We're going to keep all that together here with the bridge assembly here for the time being while we have a look here. Okay, so we've got a pinion gear right here. Okay, and then you've also got your Levelwind gear as well. Okay, so we're going to take all these pieces and parts out here. We want to clean all this up real good. You can see that there's old grease and stuff in here. We want to clean it up the best that we can. We'll put that off to the side. We're going to clean all these parts off here. Like so. But just make note of the orientation of your pieces and parts. And I recommend getting a schematic if you're not familiar with the reel. Okay, we're going to let all that soak for right now. Okay, now we're going to get into our bridge assembly here for starters. Okay, and I've got a separate video on how to disassemble the bridge sleeve on a classic, conventional pin reel such as this, and you can check that out on the YouTube channel. But there's a hole right here. And if you take a hole punch pin like this, you should be able to punch it out. Sometimes you have to use the help of a little hammer and a vise sometimes, which I may have to do here off camera. And I think I will. Okay, so now we put this on the vise here, and we gave it a couple of taps with that nail punch, and you can see that that pin is sticking out now. So you should, in theory, be able to grab that with a pair of needle nose and maybe a little twist, and you should be able to pull it out. If you're having trouble, you can soak it with a little bit more WD-40 or some penetrating fluid, and that might help as well. This pin's probably never come out more than likely once before, which is why it's a little tough to get out right now. So, okay, but that's what that pin looks like. This is often overlooked in reel maintenance, but it's something that you want to do to preserve the life of the reel. All right, so you pull the sleeve off, okay, and then there's your shaft, your main drive shaft there, okay. So once again, we're gonna clean up all these pieces and parts here the best that we can, like so. Okay. I like to separate all these things so that I can keep track of them. And then we've got a series of washers right here, of course. Okay, so we've got the fiber washer that goes behind the main gear, hard fiber washer. Okay, and then we've got a stack of washers here, a tension washer, metal washer. This reel probably has the original leather washers, it does, and these are still usable. They're not cracked or anything like that, so that's a good sign. We don't have to replace those. Keyed washer, leather washer, metal washer, and then there should be one more leather washer down here. Okay, and then there's your main drag. You know, the teeth look good on here. We're going to clean that off though as well. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to let all this sink in, and then we're going to clean up all these parts here basically. We're going to clean off all these washers here one by one, get them nice and clean, nice and shiny, you know, so they're, you know, free of any grease or old dirt, debris, lube, anything of that sort. We're going to take a toothbrush to the inside here of this housing here and some Q-tips and whatnot, and we're going to clean up all these areas here. We're going to clean off all the teeth on our main gear. I find that using a brass wire brush helps a lot with that. and get all these pieces and parts really, really clean. Okay, and if you'd like, I have other separate videos on the YouTube channel that kind of dive into more of the cleaning aspects, you know, when it comes to real maintenance, all right? But that's essentially what we're going to do. Get it all really cleaned up the best that we can, and then in the next video, it'll be for reassembly, and we're going to put all these pieces and parts back together after they've been cleaned and you know, spiffed up a little bit more. So thanks again for watching. This is Tony with Back on the Bench. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, please do subscribe and make sure you hit that notification button. And we'll see you next time.